Hello everyone, this is Bob Iacchino along with Mike Arnold from Path Trading Partners. It is April 16th. This is a weekend Path Chat covering the futures market. Mike will be covering the usuals. He's including the VIX in here, probably covering copper a little bit less because it's not really doing anything. But I'm going to turn it over to Mike. Just wanted to remind everybody that a lot of key earnings coming out this week that could affect the indices. And more specifically, if you're interested in the economic data that's coming out, and where we see that stuff headed, check out about the first 10 minutes of our FX weekend Path Chat, which we cover the economic calendar. If you don't cover FX, just listen to about the first 10 minutes. Then after that, you can shut it off and go back to what you do trade. But in the meantime, let me turn it over to Mike to let you know what he's seeing on the futures charts. Mike, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Bob. So I have up the chart of the VIX, which you see is risen to levels not seen since prior to and slightly after the election. What we are going to be watching for is if this stays an elevated level, especially above this, we have two significant levels on the VIX chart, about 1476 to 1441. So if this can stay above that area, then the market is in a heightened state that there could be something wrong. If we drop back down below that, then it could be a sign that things are all clear again. So those are the key areas we will be watching on the VIX. Over to some of the indices we follow. Transports, pretty big sell-off Thursday and Friday, back down below this rising trend line. If it continues lower, next area of support 88.51, then we're not looking for anything down until about the 87.98. And if that is broken, next key area below that is 87.50. On a move back up, we're going to be watching for the 89.20 area as resistance. Then if that is broken, about the 89.80 level. And then we have the declining and hooking over rotation zone and a significant level at the 9,022 area. Over to the Dow Industrials. Also moved down below our rising trend line and a key defining point right about the 2514 to 2500 area. If it continues lower, 20,419 to 20,408 is going to be some pretty key support in there. And if that's broken, not much until the 20,350 area. And then we still have a gap left behind, which if it does fill is 20,271. And we have the major shorter-term GAN rotation zone where we can find some support in here, which we'll be watching for. On a rally back up, 20,522 is going to be some resistance, followed by 20,541. And then above that, 20,609 to 20,659 is going to be very key levels that if it's going to go higher, it has to really get through those levels. Over to the S&P. S&P also broke and closed below our defining point of our trend line. On a move lower, 20,320 to 20,318 is going to be very key support. Also, that's the bottom of a GAN rotation zone. If we move below that, 2307 to 2303 is the next area below that, and then on a major move down, 2293. If we rally back up, we have minor resistance at 2333, followed by 2335 to 36. Once that is broken, we're looking for a potential rally to 2344, and then if that is broken, all the way up to 2350, where we have a declining trend line, a hooking 21, and a small GAN cluster. Over to the Nasdaq. Nasdaq, which has held up the best of all the markets. We were looking for an extended move down on a trend line break to 53.38, which has not happened. We didn't quite get there on Friday. So if we head lower again Sunday night and Monday, that's going to be the 53.38 to 40 is key support, followed by 53.26, Then if that is broken, next major area is 53.16, and finally then the 5300. On a rally back up, minor resistance 53.71, followed by significant resistance up around the 53.97 to 5400, and then if that's broken, resistance at 54.15. Those are the key levels you're going to be watching for. Crude pulled back a bit and then rallied up on Friday, retesting our significant level at 53.32. If we get above 53.32, minor resistance around 53.60, followed by key resistance 53.76, and then on a move through there, which is our new defining point for a declining trend line, we have a potential move up to 54.21, followed by 54.60. If crude heads lower and breaks through Friday's lows right around 52.81, we're watching for support at 52.50, followed by 52.36, and then if that's broken, 52.07 area. Just take a quick look at copper here. Copper broke down out of this range and now has popped back in it, trying to stay back in this range on a continued rally up to 59.22, followed by 260.03, and then back to a significant level, 261.60. If it pulls back, 256.04, followed by the 254.18 area, and then once that's broken, if it does head down and it can get back below these lows on Thursday, then we're going to be watching for 252.56. Over to gold. It's rallied up, approaching our next major area, which we're watching for, which is 1294 significant level. If and when we can get through that, we're looking for a potential gap fill with first target 1302, followed by second target 1305, and then once that's broken, 1311 to the upside. On a pullback, 1284.40 area is going to be very key, declining trend line and a prior GAN level. Then if that does not hold, 1279, and if that does not hold, we're looking for support coming in at 1271 through 1273.30. And over to silver to wrap this up for today. Pretty major resistance up here in this whole cluster and prior significant level and target area. So it's really got to get through about this 1862 level. If we can get through 1862, you could see a pretty quick rally to 1882, followed by the 1899 to 19 area, and finally the 1905. On a pullback, prior trend line support and Friday's lows coming in around the 1842 area, then 1838. So we have to really break that 1838 before we can find possible support at 1829, then nothing back down until 1817 to 1815 area. Then finally we have a flattening 200 and a rising 21 at 1809 to 1812. That's what we'll be watching for. That's all we have for you. Back to you, Bob.
Thank you, Michael. Hope everyone's having a good long weekend, and we will talk to you guys during the week. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for watching.